Hello and welcome to 27 Fox Place. My name is Randy and today I'm going to be working in the laundry room. I've been trying to come up with a better solution to hang up the clothes to dry so that they're not hanging all over the place. And I've had this storage system we weren't using, so I thought I would try and use it here. The great thing about this project is that I was able to use things I already had on hand. I used painter's tape to map out where I need to place the support rails, and I just need to locate the studs and make sure the rails are level before I attach them to the wall. The metal rails have pre-drilled holes that line up with the standard stud spacing, which makes it easy to secure to the wall. The top of the rail has a groove for the hooks to latch onto, and I love that this system is so flexible so I can easily move things around and make adjustments until I can find the configuration that works best. I'm using a level to make sure the edges of the rails line up straight. This area has been through some big changes over the past year, and it's finally a space that's not only pleasant to be in, but it's functional as well, so I thought it might be fun to show you guys what this looked like last year. So be sure and stay to the end to see the before and afters. I think like most people, I'm a complete amateur when it comes to organization, which is why trying to come up with a system that's both functional and maintainable is mostly the result of trial and error. So after moving things around for a few minutes, I decided to take a break and go work on a quick DIY that I've been meaning to try. These buckets used to contain laundry detergent, and I've kept them to use in the laundry for things like dirty rags. Both my husband and I tried to remove the label from this bucket and neither one of us had any luck, so I decided to try and paint over the label. I'm not sure how long it will last, but it'll do for now. It took quite a few coats of paint to cover up the old label, so while I waited for the paint to dry, I got to work on making new labels for the buckets. I used these letter-size shipping labels to print out the label from my computer. I put 2 labels on one sheet and then cut it in half to fit the bucket. If you're making labels that are going to get water on them, you'll want to make sure to use waterproof ink or cover the label with some type of waterproof material. often end up using all these buckets at the same time, so I wanted to create a separate label for each purpose. I use these smaller buckets to clean around the house. I'll fill one with soapy water to clean with, and then I fill the other with warm water to rinse off the soapy water. I'll use one of the larger buckets for the dirty rags, and then I'll use the other to get out tough stains. I usually add enough hot water to cover the stained item and then add a scoop of Oxy Clean, and I let it soak overnight before I wash it. So before I start putting everything together, I'm just going to take a minute and put away the things that I'm finished using. So far, I'm really happy with the way this project has turned out, and I love the fact that I can easily move things around if something isn't working. I was reluctant to use this system because I thought it would take up too much space and make it even more crowded. I'm surprised how much bigger this space feels now, and I'm loving the fact that I'll be able to easily rearrange this wall to make it even more functional. The one thing I need most is a place to hang up clothes to dry, and I think these hooks on the side will be enough for what I need, but once I start using the space, I'll know if I need to make any additional changes. I've been trying to find new baskets for these shelves, and I found these baskets at Target and I really liked them, but none of them seem to be the same size, so I'm going to end up returning them. I'll try and link as much information as I can in the description box below, but if you can't find something, be sure and let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to try and find it for you. I've been storing vacuum bags for a vacuum that we no longer have and a vacuum that I'm probably never going to use in this upper cabinet. So I'm going to clear everything out and give it a good wipe down so that I can use it for something else. I bought these gray baskets from Target to help organize the pantry, and I've had an extra one that's been floating around the laundry room. And now that I've decluttered this upper cabinet, I can finally move some things around so I can put the basket away. I'm not going to label these two baskets because I'm really not quite sure what I want to keep in them yet. The last thing I wanted to organize today is this narrow broom closet. I'm going to pull everything out so that I can clean the inside of the cabinet, and then I'll only put back the things that we actually use. have an extra shelf that fits this cabinet and it's been floating around the laundry room. I don't want it to get lost or damaged, so I'm just going to lay it at the bottom of this upper cabinet so that it's out of the way. So far I'm really happy with the way this space turned out. There's a place for everything, and everything is easy to find, easy to get to, and easy to put away. And because it's a space that I enjoy, it makes doing laundry a little bit less of a chore. I've been using this glass pitcher for my laundry detergent, and I started using a coaster to protect the cabinet from drips. Now that everything is put away and organized, I'm just going to give the laundry room a quick wipe down, and then I can actually do some laundry. My husband's uniforms are in the washer waiting to be washed, but I already have a load of laundry waiting to be folded, so it'll just have to wait until tomorrow morning. I have a set of sheets in the dryer waiting to be folded, and then after that I can start on the towels that have been sitting in the basket. As a rule, I don't start another load of laundry until I've finished folding the previous load, but the sheets and towels don't take much time to fold, and I really wanted to get to work on organizing the space, so I decided that the laundry could wait. I know a lot of people have trouble folding fitted sheets, and thankfully my grandmother taught me how. You just fold the sheet in half, bringing the corners together so that you can fold one pocket over the other, and then fold it in half again. And once the sheet has been folded into a square, you can fold it any way you like. I try and fold mine so that it fits the space I'm going to store them in. Before I wash the cleaning cloths, I like to soak them in a solution of hot water and Oxy Clean to help sanitize and remove any stains. And I use the sanitize setting on the washing machine so that I can wash everything together in one load. I'm going to set the timer on the washer so that I'll have a load of laundry waiting for me in the morning. When our old washer died, I wanted to replace it with a washer that was big enough to wash all our quilts and blankets. But we ended up with a machine that was so big I couldn't reach the upper cabinets without a ladder. So we took down all the old cabinets, and before we installed the new ones, I added this frame so that the cabinets would come out farther. And I also left a space behind the cabinets so I could add some shelves to the side. And once all that was done, I patched all the holes and gave it a fresh coat of paint. And that's all for today's video, and thank you so much for spending your time with me today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure and give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, be sure and subscribe so that you can receive notifications whenever I post a new video. There's absolutely no obligation for subscribers, and it's easy. Just click the subscribe button below and then hit the bell icon to turn on notifications. So I'll say goodbye for now, and I hope to see you in the next video.